She-Ra and the Princess of Power is an ongoing cartoon, reboot, remake, rejigger thing based on the mildly known television series She-Ra, Princess of Power, made in 1985, the times where men were men and women were men that could also have babies. And alongside a large number of cartoons either continuing, rebooting, or inspired by old cartoons over the years, She-Ra can certainly claim the privileged title of another one. Come on, Auntie, don't be mean to the thing right from the opening. You got at least 3-4 paragraphs left to dump concrete mix of dog poo and vomit onto it. Well, in its defense, at least it tries to be somewhat faithful to the original. This isn't that atrocious Thundercats Go or however the fuck it was called, but unlike Japanese, who don't have any problem with making faithful reboots of the thing if they have enough time and money, since the show was made in the late 80s, there's probably at least some parts of this that these days would be considered at best politically incorrect. So instead of racist and sexist cliches of the 20th century, the show is filled to the brim with racist and sexist cliches from 21st century. Our main protagonist is Adora, the perfect and wonderful teenager who was raised as a foot soldier by the evil Horde, but one time she finds a magical sword in the middle of the forest that tells her that she is in fact not evil, and that convinces her to betray everyone she grew up with and join the rebellion, which rebels against the Horde for... Now that I think about it, why are they even called that? In the original, the Horde actually conquered the entire planet, so the rebellion rebelled against the ruling regime. Here, not only the Horde is pretty much just a regular totalitarian country with design ripped straight out of Futurama or Invader Zim, but the rebellion seemingly consists only of 5 people, 6 if you count Adora, and a couple of princesses who before all this were seemingly pretty okay with just chilling out in their kingdoms while the suspiciously human Horde casually wreaked havoc on the local Volnus populace. But anyway, Adora, now She-Ra, deserts to the rebellion, disappointing her mother and sister slash best friend, and the entire first season they try to either return her to the Horde or kill her off due to personal jealousy. She befriends Glimmer and Bo, the Mako and Bulleen to Adora's Korra, and then shenanigans ensue. Painfully rushed shenanigans if you ask me. The story feels pretty patchy, like bits or sometimes even large chunks of it are being skipped over. I think the show officially lost me when my proxy had to take a shit in the middle of episode 10, so I decided to prank him and turn on episode 11 while no one noticed, and to be frank, I only realized we've been watching the wrong episode right after the ending titles when I actually remembered what I did. There's this Inuit looking ice princess that we've only interacted for one episode where she was incredibly unwelcoming to Adora and all of this rebellion nonsense, only for her to just randomly come to her aid in the last episode right out of fucking nowhere and just be all friendly and supportive like she was killed off screen and replaced with a step forward version of her. Which might as well bring us to the graphics and music. Incidentally, how I told you that this is also a gossip cartoon? Yeah, there was apparently some controversy surrounding She-Ra's character design, that she basically looks like a man and therefore is quote-unquote trans. I would probably have something more substantial to say about the matter, but unfortunately phrenology is not my forte, and to me she looks and sounds like a woman for all that's worth. I've also heard that the graphics remind people of budget Avatar, which 1 is insulting to Avatar, and 2 kinda shows the attitude these people have towards cartoons in general. If we're going to compare, the show more reminds me of budget European or Canadian cartoon like, Winx Club or Wakfu and the likes, but with certain 90s anime influences. Some are obvious, like the Sailor Moon transformation sequence, some are not so much, like the way they draw characters' eyes. I would say it's a bit cheap on the actual animation part, but overall nothing overly outrageous if stuff like Teen Titans and Thundercats get a pass. The music, however, is garbage, especially the opening, which sounds not only generic as fuck, but its lyrics are possibly some of the most laziest lyrics I've heard in a while. It's like the songwriter just browsed some basic feminist slogans on Reddit and made a song out of them. I kinda like the main villains though, and it's nice to see that they've tried to give the Horde some character other than being evil, but that's pretty much the only reason I can see watching the show forward. However, if we're being entirely and totally honest, with all of this said, this show definitely serves its purpose of being mindless casual entertainment, and if I just randomly stumbled upon it on television, I would probably watch it, but I wouldn't count that as a high praise. You could show Pol Pot shagging badgers in a shed on TV and I would still watch it. Not like other shows are better.